Chosen one, this moment is not a coincidence. Heaven has drawn you here by divine appointment. You were guided to this very video because the Spirit of God is confirming something powerful. You are standing at the edge of a supernatural breakthrough. The financial shift you've been sensing in your spirit is not imagination, it's manifestation. The heavens are opening, and the transfer that was promised to you is now in motion. Anointed one, the waiting season is ending. What once felt delayed was only being divinely prepared. You have been faithful through lack, steadfast in prayer, and unwavering in trust. And now the tables are turning. God has seen your sacrifice, your sowing, your silent endurance. And as it is written in Deuteronomy 8:18, it is He who gives you the power to produce wealth. That power is awakening within you now. Chosen one, the atmosphere around your life is shifting. Angels are aligning resources, and doors once sealed are unlocking in your favor. This is your hour of divine acceleration, your appointed time of overflow. Stay with me, because before this message ends, you will know your first million isn't coming, it's already here. Chosen one, take a moment and breathe deeply, slowly. This isn't just another message, it's a divine appointment. You didn't find this word by chance. Heaven drew you to it. Right now, you are standing on sacred ground, at the very edge of breakthrough. The same God who turned water into wine, who multiplied the loaves and the fish, is now multiplying what's in your hands. You are closer to your first million than you can comprehend, not through striving, not through luck, but through divine alignment. What felt like delay was never denial. It was heaven's preparation for your appointed time. Anointed one, you've walked through seasons of silence and uncertainty, where it seemed your prayers vanished into the void. You gave, you trusted, you served, and yet nothing appeared to change. But don't mistake silence for absence. In the quiet, God was working, shifting the atmosphere, closing the wrong doors, and aligning the right ones. The silence was strategy. The hiddenness was holy. Heaven was rearranging your path so that when the door opened, you'd walk through it ready, not rushing. I know that feeling, standing between faith and fear, holding on to hope when there's no visible proof. But I've also seen what happens when God whispers now. And, chosen one, your now is near. This moment isn't just about finances, it's about restoration. Every seed you've sown in faith, every act of generosity, every prayer whispered through tears, has been germinating underground. The fire didn't destroy you, it purified you. The pain didn't punish you, it prepared you. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment was divine choreography. You weren't being ignored, you were being equipped. God was expanding your capacity to handle overflow, so that when the river of abundance begins to flow, you won't drown in it, you'll steward it. Chosen one, your first million isn't about status or pride. It's about purpose. You are being positioned to influence, to build, to bless. This wealth carries divine assignment. It's heaven's way of resourcing your mission on earth. You'll create opportunities for others, lift your family line, and leave an inheritance that testifies to God's faithfulness. You've shown that you can be trusted in lack. Now God is trusting you with legacy. I've lived this truth myself. The very areas where I once struggled became the places God revealed His power. That's about to happen for you. The same accounts that once carried stress will soon carry overflow. The same gifts you once doubted will now open doors that no man can shut. This isn't wishful thinking, it's prophetic confirmation. Heaven has already released your name into the current of abundance. So, Chosen one, fix your eyes forward. Don't chase what's already chasing you. Speak life over what's unfolding. Expect divine acceleration. The waiting season has ended, and the floodgates of favor have opened. You've crossed into a new chapter, the one written by heaven's hand. The divine transfer is in motion. Everything you prayed for is already moving toward you, faster, greater, and perfectly timed by God Himself. Chosen one, listen closely. Nothing that's happening in your life right now is by chance. Every shift you feel, every stirring in your spirit, every quiet nudge to move differently, it's all divine alignment. Heaven is not improvising, it's orchestrating. God is positioning you for what He promised, and this is the season where things start to connect. You might not see every detail yet, but every step you take is guided by divine precision. You're not walking into this blessing because of coincidence. You're walking into it because of covenant. Your name has already been written into heaven's book of release. Anointed one, think back to those seasons when you felt invisible. You worked diligently, prayed fervently, gave generously, and still nothing seemed to shift. You wondered if heaven had gone silent. But what you didn't realize then is that those silent seasons were sacred rehearsals. God was testing your consistency, not to break you, but to build your capacity. The waiting wasn't punishment, it was preparation. He was strengthening your spirit, stretching your faith, and teaching you stewardship. What's coming next isn't casual blessing, it's kingdom responsibility. And heaven had to make sure your foundation was integrity before success could stand upon it. You've carried invisible favor through visible hardship. The world saw you waiting, but heaven saw you warring, and you never quit. When others mocked you, you stayed kind. When betrayal tried to harden your heart, you kept forgiving. When resources were low, you kept sowing. Every act of faith, every choice to rise instead of retreat, has been recorded. Now, heaven is honoring that faithfulness. This is why acceleration is here. Because you've already passed the tests, others are still repeating. Chosen one, your first million is more than a financial shift. It's a prophetic sign. It marks the moment heaven says, you've crossed over. You're no longer surviving, you're stepping into significance. This wealth isn't random, it's spiritual. Money recognizes divine order. It follows obedience, not ambition. You're not trying harder now, you're aligning deeper. You've stopped striving and started flowing with grace. I know the feeling of thinking you've reached the end, empty, forgotten, and weary. But it's always in that breaking that God begins birthing. He once told me, "You're not empty, you're being positioned." That's what's happened to you. You had to be poured out so that your oil, your gifts, your wisdom, your divine anointing could finally flow freely. The breaking was never the end. It was the unlocking. So, anointed one, stand ready. The opportunities you thought were lost are circling back, multiplied. The dream you buried is being resurrected with clarity and power. This is your divine moment, your Kairos time. God's timing doesn't pause, it unfolds. Speak boldly, move with faith. Say yes to what's calling your name, because the transfer is already in motion. The angels assigned to your increase are already on assignment. You're not waiting for God anymore. Heaven is waiting for your yes. Chosen one. This is the moment where everything begins to align. The prayers you whispered, the pain you endured, the perseverance that kept you standing when nothing made sense. What you've come through wasn't just a season of survival. It was an initiation into divine authority. You've learned to trust when logic failed, to believe when no evidence appeared, and to keep sowing seeds when the soil looked barren. That kind of faith isn't taught, it's forged. And heaven has seen it all. The silence wasn't neglect, it was recognition. You were being shaped into someone who could carry what's coming next. Anointed one. What's being released now isn't merely financial, it's generational. The wealth that's about to find you isn't just provision, it's transformation. It's the end of an old narrative. Poverty ends with you. Fear ends with you. Every pattern that kept your family small and silent is breaking under divine decree. You are the first in your line to walk in this level of favor and freedom. That's why your battles were heavier, because your victory carries generational weight. You were chosen to shift an entire lineage from survival to sovereignty. I know this journey. I've watched God turn what looked like endings into hidden beginnings. The losses I once mourned became the lessons that prepared me for legacy. When God took away what was temporary, it was to reveal what was eternal: identity, purpose, calling. The same is true for you. The pruning wasn't punishment, it was precision. You were learning how to manage overflow before it ever arrived, how to walk in abundance without losing your peace or your humility. Chosen one, if your path seemed slower than others, it's because heaven was building something unshakable. Quick success fades, divine success endures. What's forming in your life now is built on obedience, not opportunity. You're not just receiving money, you're being trusted with a mantle, one that carries influence, stewardship, and impact. You'll fund movements, uplift communities, and leave footprints that echo for generations. This is legacy wealth, born from faith, not striving. And listen, this isn't about waiting for a miracle anymore. You are standing in one. The river of blessing has already begun to flow in your direction. Doors are opening without explanation. People are being stirred in their spirit to favor you, to help you, to align with your purpose. What was once delayed is now being accelerated. Heaven is clearing paths, resurrecting projects, and breathing life into dreams you thought had died. Anointed one, stay grounded in gratitude. Keep your motives pure and your spirit humble. Don't let fear sabotage what faith has already secured. When the doors open, walk through them boldly. You don't need to prove yourself. Your obedience already qualified you. The hidden season is over. The unveiling has begun. The same God who saw your faith in private is about to reward you in public. Stand tall, chosen one. What you've been waiting for has been waiting for you too. And now, it's finally here. Chosen one. The weight you've carried is about to become the wind beneath your wings. What once felt like a burden is now transforming into divine momentum. The pain, the waiting, the endless nights you questioned if God had forgotten you, all of it was preparation for this exact moment. You prayed for a breakthrough, but heaven is giving you something greater: transformation. This isn't about grinding harder, it's about rising higher. You are stepping into a divine rhythm where blessings don't have to be forced, they flow. Heaven isn't asking you to chase wealth. Heaven is commanding wealth to locate you. What you've been running after is about to start running toward you. Anointed one, your obedience has made it in the spirit, a holy frequency that heaven could not ignore. Every time you sowed in faith, every time you forgave when it hurt, every time you stood tall in silence instead of retaliating, that sound grew louder. And now, heaven has responded. The portals of provision are open. Resources are being released. Ideas are being awakened. and divine helpers are being dispatched. You are about to witness acceleration that defies logic, blessings that normally take years, manifesting in months, sometimes days. That's what happens when unshakable faith meets divine timing. I remember when I stopped striving and started trusting. It felt strange, even uncomfortable, doing less in the flesh but producing more in the spirit. That's the rhythm of divine alignment. When God becomes your strategy, grace becomes your propulsion. Soon, you'll start to notice it too. The meetings that align effortlessly, the messages that come right on time, the unexpected opportunities that feel tailor-made. You'll move from pressure into peace, from anxiety into assurance, from scarcity into supernatural certainty. Chosen one, you've already proven that you can endure the storm. Now, heaven wants to see how you carry the sunshine. This next level is not about surviving anymore, it's about stewarding. The wealth that's on its way isn't random, it's sacred. It carries purpose, and purpose demands purity. Don't let ego, greed, or fear distort what God is trusting you with. Remember, kingdom wealth flows through clean hands and humble hearts. It's not meant to stop with you, it's meant to flow through you. And as you rise, be aware. Your old life will try to whisper. Familiar faces may reappear. Old patterns may tempt you back into comfort, but recognize them for what they are. Distractions designed to slow your destiny. You've come too far, wept too long, and sacrificed too deeply to go backward now. The wilderness taught you wisdom. The fire taught you focus. And now, you walk in unshakable authority. Anointed one. The evidence will begin quietly. A message that opens a door. A conversation that changes direction. A deal that finally breaks through. Don't underestimate small beginnings. Every miracle starts disguised as ordinary. You are no longer waiting for a sign. You are the sign. Heaven is using your life as proof that obedience still unlocks overflow. Chosen one, exhale and rest in this truth. You are walking into a prepared place. Every delay was divine maturity, every hardship, holy training. Now, the current of favor begins to carry you forward. Your name is being spoken in rooms you've never entered. Heaven is endorsing your next chapter. You don't need to chase, just stay surrendered. Your million is no longer a prophecy, it's a process already unfolding. Chosen one. The atmosphere around you is shifting, not subtly, but supernaturally. Everything is responding to your obedience. Even when your eyes can't see it yet, the spiritual realm has already acknowledged it. The old echoes of fear and self-doubt are dissolving, replaced by a calm authority that feels new yet deeply familiar. This isn't arrogance, it's divine confidence. You've entered the realm where peace feels normal, where faith feels effortless, and that's the confirmation that you're standing in manifestation territory. Heaven has already placed its seal of approval on what's unfolding next in your life. Anointed one, understand this, the waiting was never wasted. Every quiet night, every unanswered prayer, every delay you endured was divine training. God was teaching you the sacred art of managing miracles. When everything seemed motionless, He was molding your spirit, tuning your ear to recognize His whisper in the midst of silence. You were being introduced to heaven's rhythm, that holy sequence of trust, rest, and response. Now that your heart beats in sync with that rhythm, doors are opening effortlessly. You've grown from reacting to responding, from striving to aligning. Heaven can now trust you with influence, with impact, and with increase. I know that silence you've walked through. I've lived it. I know what it feels like to pray with no answer, to plan with no progress, to work with no visible reward. It's a lonely, refining ground. But one day, the shift came, not because my circumstances changed, but because my posture did. I stopped trying to push doors open and started realizing that the doors had already been unlocked. That's where you are, chosen one. You're not chasing breakthrough anymore. You're living inside it. The miracle has already begun to unfold around you, in subtle signs, in divine timing, in opportunities that find you instead of the other way around. Every seed you've planted, the prayers, the giving, the forgiveness, the obedience, is sprouting now. Heaven never forgets a seed sown in faith. What you released in pain is returning in power. Don't be surprised when the doors that once ignored you now swing open without effort. Don't question the sudden favor or the unexpected opportunities. They're not accidents. They are divine appointments written into your destiny long before you even knew what to pray for. You are stepping into what heaven finished long ago. Chosen one, this next phase of your life won't require more hustle. It will require more harmony. The world will try to rush you, to make you think faster means greater. But heaven operates differently. You're entering a season where discernment will be your greatest currency. You'll know when to move, when to pause, and when to say no. Stillness will become your strategy. It's not about doing everything. It's about doing only what's divinely assigned. Soon, you'll start noticing how perfectly things align, not because everything suddenly got easier, but because you stopped resisting divine flow. You've learned to trust the current of grace. When you stopped forcing outcomes, favor started following you. Money now flows where your mission leads. Peace accompanies your purpose. Success becomes a byproduct of surrender. You're not hustling to attract blessings anymore. You're magnetizing them by existing in your divine rhythm. Anointed one, hear this clearly. You are walking evidence that faith works. Your first million is more than currency. It's confirmation. It's heaven's testimony through your life that endurance births promise. You were never chosen to impress. You were chosen to demonstrate what happens when someone refuses to give up on God. Every test, every tear, every closed door has prepared you for this public release. This is your season of recognition, not from the world first, but from heaven. What was hidden will now be honored. What was private preparation will become public promotion. Stay grounded in gratitude, stay anchored in humility, and move with reverence. The same ground that once felt heavy beneath your feet is now turning to gold. The atmosphere knows your name, chosen one, because heaven has already spoken it in favor. Chosen one, the light around your life is growing brighter, not because you're chasing visibility, but because heaven is revealing you. The hidden season was necessary. It was your cocoon. But now the wings that were forming in silence are ready to unfold. This is not just promotion. This is revelation. God is revealing the version of you that was always meant to lead, to create, to multiply. The oil on your life is now attracting what aligns with your assignment, divine partnerships, supernatural provision, and doors that once ignored you. Anointed one, the shift you feel is destiny unlocking. For years, you've carried vision without visible proof, but faith has built foundations the world couldn't see. Heaven was never ignoring you. It was incubating you. You weren't waiting on opportunity. Opportunity was waiting for you to mature. That's why things are happening faster now. When your spirit aligns with divine order, time itself bends to your purpose. I remember when I finally understood that delays are not denials, they're divine recalibrations. Every setback I faced was actually God rearranging my route so I'd arrive right on schedule. And when He finally opened the door, I realized it had been waiting for me the entire time. That's what's happening to you, chosen one. The door has always been there. Now it's unlocking. The people assigned to your destiny are already being stirred. Some will appear as mentors, others as collaborators, and some as divine investors. But all will carry one purpose: to confirm that God has remembered you. Don't question their timing, just discern their intention. Heaven is aligning hearts, contracts, and opportunities to fulfill what was promised. Chosen one, this isn't about random success. It's about righteous succession. You are the first of many, the blueprint for your family, the bridge between prayers and prosperity. The abundance flowing toward you carries generational weight. This isn't about luxury, it's about legacy. You are being trusted to build something that will outlive you. Businesses that bless, ideas that inspire, generosity that heals. The enemy may still whisper, "Are you sure?" But listen, uncertainty is the last sound before breakthrough. Don't doubt what heaven has already decided. You've been anointed for this, and no opposition can overturn divine decree. Keep your heart open, your hands ready, and your faith unshakable. Anointed one, this is your establishment season. The wandering is over. The vision is finding form. The people are finding you. The promise is finding expression. Breathe it in, this peace, this confidence, this flow. You don't need to force it anymore. You've entered the current of divine acceleration. What took others years will take you months. What seemed impossible will now come with ease. Because heaven isn't working against time, heaven is working through you. Chosen one. The evidence of your breakthrough is already appearing. It's subtle, but it's real. The peace in your heart, the clarity in your thoughts, the way opportunities now feel guided instead of guessed. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Heaven is letting you know. The transition is complete. You are no longer who you were in the waiting. You've crossed over into manifestation. Anointed one, your life is now a living prophecy. The same fire that once tested you is now refining your glow. People will begin to notice something different, a calm authority, a quiet confidence that can't be explained. That's divine oil, the residue of obedience. You've become someone who moves in rhythm with grace, not grind. And when grace moves, everything aligns. There was a time when you were striving for visibility, for recognition, for results. But now, your spirit knows that what's truly yours doesn't need to be chased. It finds you. That's what's happening even now. Doors are opening because your energy matches the promise. You're no longer fighting for access. You're flowing into inheritance. I've felt this shift before. There came a point when I realized that every no had been a holy redirection. Every detour was divine design. The deals that fell through, the people who walked away, the plans that failed, none of it was loss. It was God editing my destiny so I wouldn't settle for less than what was written. And now, looking back, I can see the precision of His timing. The same precision is at work in your life right now. Chosen